And we have the most awaited, my friend is here. So I'll just share the screen for a minute so that you can see the screen.
Can I just welcome Mr. Boman Irani?
Yes.
Hello, I'm Rajalakshmi Rao here. We've met earlier many times, but today especially we chose this day because it's the last day of the 2-week program of I Donor Week by Government of India. And you are one of those not only most endearing actors that we all just love, but I've heard you in Rotary where you talked about your own life, humble man, and a social activist, and a man with love for people, and that's what made him come today for this. Besides being requested by doctor, but at heart you believed in it, and to propose, donate vision to people. I think that's your goodness, and believe me, not only the participants who are coming today to hear this, but the panelists are all your fans. They all want to give you some Jadu Ki Jappi and all that. They're all excited about you. And thank you very much, Mr. Boman Irani, for joining. And you made Indo-American Chamber very proud that you have given your time to talk about donating vision to people. Welcome to this program.
Thank you. So, Raja, you can see the slide, right? So you can see the slide, Raja?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So I just took only 1 second. That is, we are in the Government of India celebrates this fortnight as eye donation fortnight, 25th August to 8th September 2020. And this is the 35th, that means 35 years Government of India is promoting National Eye Donation Fortnight. Give the gift of sight to those in need. And none other than Boman, who's here to help us to do this campaign, which aims to create mass public awareness about the importance of eye donation and to motivate people to pledge their eyes for donation after death. The reason is nobody can donate their eyes, they only can pledge the eyes. So that's what I want them. I want everybody to live and Boman to live 100 years. So Boman is a Parsi family, and I graduated at Mithibai College, and he's my neighbor. And I realized it because I started my career in Dadar, and he also lives here. And I came to know through him only that he's my friend and I've known him since 1988. That the year I came from Madras to Bombay. That time, now it's Chennai to Mumbai. He pursued a career initially with Life Insurance Corporation of India from 82 to 85, and simultaneously also established an Uncle Chips franchise. His expertise was more of British theatre, and he soon developed fantastic accent, and he has over 40 plays to his credit, around 15 of them as the lead character. Started out in a number of advertisements like Fanta, Seat, and Crack Jack biscuits. He made his debut with the 2003 anthology horror film Darna Mana Hai. Munna by MBBS, everybody knows. That's why our John Prakash wants to give him a virtual Jadu Ka Jappi. His role as Jayasthana was one of his most memorable, and that's why whenever Boman comes to the clinic, he always acts as a let us act, he will say, and he's a great human being. And Boman is a member of the Parsi television actors community. He launched his production house, the Irani Movie Tone, in the year 2019, and recipient of many awards: Munna by MBBS, Lagero, Munna by Three Idiots, Shirin, Farhad, Keto, Nikal Padi. So I think the most important, which I want to tell, is which I learned from him on 1st August during our 30th anniversary, where he actually told, sorry, during the 30th anniversary, I came to know that he was actually started his career as a serving in Taj, and he said, when first report he said is he was asked to go to. He asked me, where do you? The manager asked him, where do you like to go and serve? He said, I want to go to the top rooftop restaurant, and which is the 16th floor. Everybody knows Taj Mahal Palace Hotel, but he said, no, first go to the basement, go and learn everything. So he says, for going up in life, you have to go down to the basics, and I think his basics are strong. And you should all see his YouTube, his own thing, which is a motivational speaker. And now and then I attend his cine. He's now doing cine play classes. Anyway, he doesn't keep me there because he doesn't want to be his student. Anyway, I'm not going to be his competitor. And now, without taking much time, Boman, all yours. I think you have to unmute, Boman. You have to unmute. Yeah, there's still Trupti, can you help? There's a green button, small green
Yes,
button,
I'll
which
try.
will be.
I'll try.
Yeah. I should say, Boman is the most looking most smart today, and
We still can't hear him.
still you're muted, Boman. I think there's a green button, small microphone green button above the television icon. Or maybe I will just take a picture.
So I should actually say I was having trouble as well, and I had to reboot the computer in order for that to work. So that might help.
Just sending a screenshot to him. Boman, I sent a screenshot. You can see my screenshot. I've sent a screenshot in the WhatsApp. So there's a small Trupti, is it possible to help him?
I'm trying that only. Just give me a moment.
We are not able to hear him. Boman, I'm going to call you.
Mr. Irani, you have to reboot your system, and then I think you'll be able to we'll be able to hear you.
Yeah. Okay. So I think they are saying to reboot. You're able to see the screen with the.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Yes. Yes.
We can hear
Yes.
you now.
We can hear.
Wow!
Great.
Wow!
Oh, what a genius! What a genius! I have to say, it gives me great honor. It's great. I don't know what I'm doing on this panel, honestly, but I'll say this: when my mother always encouraged me to be an actor, and follow the performing arts and what have you. But my uncle always wanted me to be a doctor, and I said, "There's no way in the world I can be a doctor. I don't have the wherewithal nor the academic leanings to be a doctor." So, but I told him, but one day you watch me, I'll sit with a hell of a lot of doctors and that'll prove you wrong. So here I am on this wonderful panel. And also, another thing is, I told my uncle, one day you will see me with a stethoscope around my neck and I'll be a doctor. And sure enough, you don't know this, but I played a doctor about 12 times in movies. So, well, that qualifies somewhere or the other. But that's on a lighter note. I'm glad you can all hear me now. I am very, very honored to be here, number one. And I just want to say, Dr. Natarajan, would you like to nudge me into areas, because there are a few things that I need to say, but I need you to help me here. You were talking this afternoon about the incident that took place in my family. Yeah. You want me to talk about that?
Yes, that's right. So that's the incident, I think, which everybody will be happy to know. And it's a real, Raja, I think it's a great story. It's a real story. It's
I'll tell you what happened. My Dr. Natarajan used to treat my mother about 30 years ago, and that's the time I met him for the first time. And I didn't meet him for the first time. Actually, my mother and my sister went to him. And I just want to bring the story to up front because it's important. And doctors somehow. The first question I asked her when she came home, how was the doctor? She said, doctor was great. I said, did he speak to you well? And he treated you well? So he says, he treated me like I was his own mother. And I think it's very important. It's very important for me to put this out there, that my connection with him is simply starts with that small little act of kindness. You will all agree. Many years later, a cousin of mine passed away, and there was pandemonium, as there is in such tragic times. And we were at the place where he had passed away, and we were on our way to the Towers of Silence, and we were driving down, and somebody in the car said his wish was to donate his eyes. And then somebody else in the ambulance said, but how do we do this? No. And the wife is hysterical and she's really, really cut up. It was also sudden. It was so I said, look, I don't know what to do. Saying, do something. And I really don't remember. Dr. Natarajan remembers it even more vividly because it was a rare case in that sense. I said, let's let's turn the ambulance and go to Dr. Natarajan. I remember Dr. Natarajan as my mom's doctor. So I called up Dr. Natarajan and he said, come here. Normally you go to the person's house and get, remove the, I don't know how to say it correctly and politely, but he says, you'll have to come to the Aditya Jyot hospital. We went there and that happened. It was all, I'll tell you why I'm telling you this story. I'm telling you this story because in times of such tragedy, I think families are dealing with the tragedy. They aren't quite dealing with the nitty-gritty of doing things that people may have said on a particular day that, I'd like to donate my eyes and other organs. But I think it's very important for us to stress to families. It's not the nicest thing to stress at times like this, but someone in the family will have to take charge of a situation like this, because it is so important that a wish of a person, a dying person, has to be fulfilled. There is confusion, people are distraught, but someone will have to take charge. I don't know whether it was me. Dr. Natarajan says it was me. I don't believe it because that's not me. And people like me will have to learn. But I'm so glad that it happened for the soul of that cousin of mine. And I think apart from saying that, we got so many sign-ups and we need how many, doctor? How many? 3 lakh donations per year? Am I right?
3 lakhs a year.
Right.
Yes.
And we end up getting about 40, 50,000.
That's right. That's
right.
right.
So
yes.
I think, and this is my little Annadi Bheja talking over here, that you may have people may have promised their eyes when they were living, but how do you convert that number? Because they are not there to see it through themselves. So I think that while a person says, I am very happy to donate my eyes after I am gone, but I have to assign some young person to see it through as one of my dying wish. I'm sorry, I hope I'm not sounding very crude and heartless when I'm saying all these things. But this is what the point I want to get across, that had somebody not taken the initiative and called up Dr. Natarajan, maybe I just made the call, but I was distraught myself. That one eye donation may not have happened, and it goes a long way. I mean, you people do such wonderful work. I feel actually embarrassed to be on this panel with such luminaries, and the way you are speaking, I've been hearing it for some time now. Not that I understand most of it. I understand just 98% of it. The rest of it goes over my head. I'm joking, of course, Dr. Preeta. But the point I'm making is, from a simple layman, that maybe it's this psychological angle that one has to stress upon, not just the quotidian of getting it done. It doesn't sound that ordinary and simple. It is not. It is not. Getting people to sign up is difficult, but getting to see people to follow it through is the difficult part. So I said my piece, Doctor.
Yes, thank you, Boman. I think that's the real thing which we wanted. But I remember when Sharmila Tagore came to inaugurate an eye bank in Lower Parel, she also said the same. She said by the time father died and she was old and he died of cancer, and then he willed to donate, but they forgot to call the eye doctor or eye bank. So I think it's a very well point, and I think the incident which when Boman only called me, I think somehow he's very modest, but he only called me. And he asked me, what do I do? Because we want to, already the time to go to the Tower of Silence, and then what do we do? And I said, okay, it's unconventional because we don't have in a living hospital, we don't get I'm also proved, we don't get a person after their death into the hospital, because my hospital staff were very worried when I told them, how can you get I'm sorry to say that they get a dead body to the hospital. But I said, no, here is not only a good human being, a famous human being calling me and asking me, can you take the eye? Then if you say you can't do it, and what else we can do as an eye bank? I think it was also a holiday, I think, probably a Sunday afternoon. And then I said, we did it. I said, Tower of Silence is from peripheral Mumbai to the South Mumbai. And I think on the way, if the stretcher was brought in the hospital, in the veranda, we did it, because in the house also we do the same. And the same thing we did in the hospital. And I think I told them, we are doctors and we are dealing with the human people. And I think we have to be. And thank you, Boman, for remembering that, and also remembering about your mom. And really my regards and blessings. And we have John Prakash from US, Ravi Goel, Michael from US.
Just one last thing before I go, that I'm utterly grateful for all that you do, all of you, and I feel humbled to be in your presence. So, Dr. John Prakash, thank you very much, all of you.
We want to give John Jappi, we can flying
Dr.
kiss.
Peter, so lovely to hear you all speak. I won't be here. I've got to go.
You gave us one line. All of us pledged actually our eyes, but we never thought this through, that we have not told our family members clearly that you must remember this at that time. I'm so glad you brought it up. That is a practical reality check you gave. I think all of us must now keep talking about that as the point two. One is to pledge. Point two is ensure that pledge is a reality. Thank you so much for putting it so correctly.
As soon as anybody dies, I think they should call the doctor for death certificate, take care of the will. But the important thing is to call the eye bank, because within 6 hours we have to remove the eyes for harvesting it for the eye donation. Thank you, Boman. I think, John, you have to unmute yourself. You're muted.
Yeah.
You want to say something?
I got it again. No, I'm here as I am. Sorry.
Right. No, I'm asking John Prakash. Gyan?
Okay.
No, you're muted, I think. Can't hear you.
Jadoo ki jappi.
He wants it. So I want to give a flying kiss. Thank you, Boman. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yes, great.
Dr. Ravi Goel.
Yes.
Bye-bye. Bye.
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 Thank you.